Have you ever wondered just how smart your dog is? Dogs can count, solve puzzles, and even learn words. But canine intelligence isn't as simple as a single number or rank. In fact, dog intelligence has many dimensions, from problem solving and self-control to memory and even an amazing sense of smell. Today, we'll explore what science tells us about the canine mind in a clear, engaging way. We'll highlight key research, including a 2022 study of over 1,000 dogs and fascinating work on gifted, word-learning dogs, to show how problem-solving, inhibitory control, spatial reasoning, playfulness, olfactory genius, and breed traits all contribute to your pup's smarts. We'll also see how environment and training shape a dog's intellect, debunk some breed stereotypes, and give you practical tips to nurture your own dog's brain power. So, grab a treat and let's dive into the incredible world of canine intelligence. One major aspect of dog intelligence is problem solving, a dog's ability to figure things out. This is sometimes called adaptive intelligence. Have you noticed how your dog might solve a new puzzle toy or find a clever way to open the treat cabinet? That's problem solving in action. Researchers often test this by giving dogs tasks or puzzles to see how they find solutions. For example, one test uses a V-shaped fence. A treat or toy is placed on one side, and the dog must detour around the V to reach it. How fast and cleverly the dog navigates this obstacle measures their spatial problem-solving skill Helsinki.fi. Dogs also face an unsolvable task in some studies, like a treat locked in a container. At first, dogs try to get it themselves. Then most will look to a nearby human for help. Interestingly, breeds and individual dogs differ in their approach. One recent study found that Hovawart dogs were among the most independent problem solvers, persisting on their own, whereas golden retrievers were more human-oriented, quickly seeking our help when faced with a puzzle they couldn't solve. Helsinki.fi. Neither strategy is better or worse. They're just different styles of intelligence. Implications for owners. If your dog is a keen problem solver, they might get into mischief when bored, figuring out their own fun. Providing puzzle toys and training games can channel that intelligence in a positive way. And if your dog tends to ask for help, maybe by pawing at you when a toy rolls under the couch, that's also smart. It shows they've learned to communicate and collaborate with you, their human problem-solving partner. Inhibitory control. Self-control. 2 to 3. Another key dimension of canine intelligence is inhibitory control, or what we'd call self-control. This is the dog's ability to restrain impulses and think before acting. A classic example is telling your dog to leave it or wait before eating a treat. A dog with good inhibitory control can resist the immediate temptation. Scientists measure this trait with tests like the cylinder test. A tasty treat is visible inside a transparent tube, and the dog must figure out not to dash straight at it, bumping into the tube, but instead go around to the open ends. Succeeding requires inhibiting the impulse to grab the treat directly. In a study of 992 dogs, the median success rate was 80%, but there were interesting differences. Younger adult dogs and female dogs tended to do better, more self-control, than older dogs or male dogs on averagenature.com. There were also breed differences. For instance, Border Collies were among the top performers, excelling at inhibitory control, Helsinki.fi. In contrast, breeds like the Belgian Malinois and German Shepherd scored lower on this self-control test nature.com. Does that mean those breeds are less intelligent? Not exactly. These dogs are often bred for police or sport work that demands split-second reactions, so a lower score in impulse control might reflect high drive and quick responsiveness. Nature.com not lack of brain power. Implications for owners, teaching and reinforcing self-control through training cues like sit-stay, waiting for food, etc., can greatly improve a dog's manners and safety. Dogs with strong inhibitory control may be easier to train for therapy or service work, where calm behavior is needed, while more impulsive dogs might excel in fast-paced activities like agility or flyball. Either way, self-control can be nurtured with practice and patience, helping your pup make better decisions rather than just acting on impulse. Spatial reasoning. Dogs are also quite talented in spatial reasoning, understanding the physical environment and remembering locations or routes. If your dog has ever astonished you by leading you back to the car on a hike, or remembering exactly which tree the squirrel ran up yesterday, that's their spatial memory at work. In cognitive tests, spatial reasoning is examined through tasks like the detour test mentioned earlier, or hiding an object and seeing if the dog can find it. Most dogs grasp the concept of object permanence, knowing something still exists even if hidden, at a young age. For example, they'll realize a toy covered by a blanket is still there and will try to uncover it. In the large 2022 study by Sarah Junttila and colleagues, breeds differed in spatial problem-solving speed. The Belgian Malinois and Border Collie were the fastest at figuring out the V-shaped fence detour to get a reward. This likely reflects their history as working dogs bred to navigate terrain and herds. But overall, spatial intelligence is a strong suit for many dogs, regardless of breed. They form mental maps of their territory. That's how an escaped pet can sometimes find its way home from miles away. Implications for owners. You can engage your dog's spatial reasoning by playing hide and seek. Hide a toy or treat under cups or around a corner and let them find it. Or by teaching obstacle navigation, like going around cones or through tunnels. These games exercise their brain's mapping abilities. A dog with good spatial skills might also enjoy sports like agility, where they must quickly maneuver through an obstacle course, remembering the sequence and layout. It's a reminder that dogs don't just exist moment to moment. They think in space and remember locations and paths quite well. Playfulness and learning. Believe it or not, playfulness can be a sign of intelligence in dogs. We often think of play as just goofy fun, but scientists have noticed links between a dog's play style and their cognitive abilities. In humans, highly intelligent people, contrary to some stereotypes, tend to be quite playful and curious, especially as children, psychologytoday.com. It turns out something similar may be true for dogs. Gifted dogs, those rare pups that can learn dozens of words or toy names, have been found to be exceptionally playful. In a recent study from Erasmus University, researchers identified a handful of gifted word learner dogs worldwide that could rapidly learn new object names and remember them long-termfis.org. Most of these canine geniuses were Border Collies, though most Border Collies are not gifted in this way, as the researchers cautionfis.org. The team wanted to see if these gifted dogs had distinct personality traits. The only significant difference they found was that the gifted dogs were rated as more playful than typical dogs of the same breedphys.org. In other words, the dogs who could learn lots of words easily also loved to play more than average. They often treat learning as a game. One reason they pick up new words during fun play sessions with their owners nature.com. What does this mean for you? If your dog is playful, that enthusiasm can be harnessed for learning. Play is not just downtime, it's a learning lab for dogs. A game of tug or fetch can reinforce training commands, like drop it or come, and puzzle toys turn playtime into a brain workout. Encouraging playfulness by engaging in short, fun play sessions each day can actually boost your dog's ability to focus and learn, So, the next time you see your pup zooming around with a toy, remember that joyful energy is part of their intelligent mind at work. Olfactory intelligence or super smell dogs live in a world of scent, and their olfactory intelligence is truly a kind of genius. While we might not always think of a good nose as intelligence, the way dogs use smell to gather and process information is remarkable. A dog's nose has up to 300 million olfactory receptors, compared to about 6 million in a human nose pbs.org. And the part of a dog's brain devoted to analyzing smells is, proportionally, 40 times larger than our spbs.org. This powerful hardware means dogs can detect substances at concentrations 10,000 to 100,000 times weaker than what we can perceive bbs.org. For example, dogs can track a person's trail long after the person passed by, and they can even sniff out diseases like cancer or impending epileptic seizures in patients, which scientists think involves detecting minute changes in body chemistry. Olfactory ability varies by breed. Bloodhounds, for instance, are legendary trackers bred for their noses, but any dog experiences the world in rich scent detail. When your dog stops to sniff every lamppost, they're not just procrastinating, they're gathering data. Who was here? What they ate? How they're feeling, etc. Implications for owners. Recognizing your dog's smell-based intelligence opens up great enrichment opportunities. You can play scent games like Find the Treat, where you hide a treat in one of several boxes or around the house and let the dog hunt with their nose. Nosework classes and tracking exercises are wonderful for high-energy dogs because using the brain to sniff can tire them out as much as a long walk. Even on ordinary walks, allowing time for sniff breaks is mentally stimulating for your pup. Think of it as reading the morning news via smell. This olfactory superpower is a form of intelligence that dogs excel in naturally, and nurturing it will make your dog happy and engaged. Breed differences in intelligence studies confirm that breed can shape certain cognitive traits, but every dog is still an individual. It's no secret that dog breeds can differ in temperament and abilities. After all, a Border Collie thrives on mentally demanding work like herding sheep, while a Bloodhound can follow a scent trail for miles. Recent research is helping us understand how breed genetics relate to cognitive traits. A large-scale study in 2022 tested over 1,000 dogs from 13 different breeds on a battery of cognitive game, Helsinki.fi. The results showed clear breed differences in social cognition, problem-solving, and inhibitory control.nature.com. For instance, breeds varied in how well they understood human pointing gestures or whether they would follow a misleading gesture. They also differed in the detour test, spatial problem-solving, and the cylinder test, impulse control.nature.com. No differences were found in memory or logical reasoning tasks in that studynature.com, suggesting those abilities might be more universal or influenced by training rather than breeding. What kinds of differences emerged? To highlight a few, the Belgian Malinois was the most accurate at interpreting human pointing signals, not far ahead of the ever-friendly Labrador Retriever. The Border Collie, renowned for its mental agility, had top scores in self-control, inhibitory control tests, Helsinki.fi, and was lightning fast at solving the detour puzzle, Helsinki.fi. On the other hand, the study found that the German Shepherd and Malinois, while excellent at understanding cues and fast problem solvers, showed lower inhibitory control, more impulsivity, likely reflecting their selection for high responsiveness in working roles nature. Calm. Meanwhile, the Golden Retriever's tendency to look to humans for help stood out. Goldens were among the breeds that spent the most time seeking human assistance during an unsolvable task, whereas an independent breed like the Hovawart would keep trying solo for longer Helsinki.at.fe. These contrasts paint a picture of different types of intelligence favored by breed. A herding breed might excel at quick strategic decisions and impulse control to manage sheep effectively. A guarding breed might be more independent, and a hunting breed might rely on human partnership or a specific sense-like smell. Importantly, smartest breed depends on context. Each breed has strengths, and as the researchers noted, even within a breed, there's huge individual variation. Helsinki.fi. So while Border Collies on average might learn commands faster than Basset Hounds, you could easily find a particular Basset who outwits a particular Border Collie in a puzzle game. Breed gives a general blueprint shaped by history, but every dog is a unique mix of genes, personality, and experience. Environment, training, and nurturing intelligence. Nature gives each dog a potential range of abilities, but nurture, environment, and training has a huge impact on bringing out their intelligence. Think of a dog's mind as a muscle. It grows stronger with use. Many cognitive skills like memory and even logic can be sharpened by learning and experience. In fact, the 2022 breed study speculated that because they saw no fixed breed differences in memory or reasoning, these abilities might be more strongly affected by environmental factors such as training and past experiences. This is great news for dog owners. It means we can influence and improve our dog's intelligence through enrichment. Enrichment is a buzzword that simply means providing mental and physical stimulation in varied, fun ways. According to dog behavior experts, enrichment activities tap into dogs' natural instincts and can prevent boredom, build confidence, and teach a variety of skills such as problem solving and searching. In practice, enrichment and training might include puzzle feeders, interactive toys, training new tricks or commands, play dates with other dogs, or supervised exploration of new places. Dogs raised in stimulating environments, with plenty of social interaction, play, and training, tend to develop better problem-solving skills and adaptability than dogs who have little mental stimulation. Even short daily training sessions, 5 to 10 minutes, can make a big difference. Teaching a new command or game not only adds to your dog's skill set, it also reinforces their ability to learn how to learn. The more they learn, the easier new tasks become. Keep in mind, positive training methods that make learning fun will encourage your dog's curiosity and confidence, whereas harsh or boring training might make them shut down or lose interest in learning. So, create an environment that feeds your dog's mind. Rotate their toys to introduce novelty. Let them sniff around and explore safely, and engage them with interactive challenges. You'll be rewarded with a dog that is not just well-behaved, but one that is visibly more alert and content. Before we wrap up, let's address a common pitfall: breed stereotypes. You've probably heard sweeping statements like, "Labs are dopey," or "Poodles are smart," or "German Shepherds are smarter than Labradors." While breed tendencies are real, as studies show, it's crucial to remember that each dog is an individual. Oversimplified labels can be misleading. As one researcher put it, after examining those breed cognition differences, it would not be advisable to draw too many conclusions, as each dog is still, after all, an individual. In other words, your own dog's intelligence can't be fully predicted by breed alone. There is as much variation within a breed as between breeds. Take Border Collies. Yes, they often top intelligence rankings, and our discussion here. But not every Border Collie will learn 100 words or excel at agility. In the Genius Dog studies, even the scientists noted that the vast majority of Border Collies do not show the gifted word-learning talent. And conversely, there have been super-talented dogs from breeds not usually deemed brainy. The differences we see across breeds reflect what traits humans historically bred for, not an absolute limit on any dog. A so-called stubborn or slow-to-obey breed might just be more independent or scent-focused, meaning you need to train in a way that motivates them, often by making it a game or using rewards they care about. The bottom line: avoid judging a dog's smarts by its looks or breed reputation. Instead, get to know the individual dog. You'll often be surprised by the hidden talents and personality each one has. Now that we've explored canine intelligence, you might be wondering, how can I help my own dog reach their full potential? Here are some practical tips for boosting your dog's cognitive development and keeping their mind sharp. Make learning fun. Use positive reinforcement and play. For example, teach new tricks or commands using treats, praise, or a favorite toy as a reward. A trick like spin or shake might seem simple, but learning it exercises your dog's memory and ability to link cause and effect. Puzzle toys and games. Introduce food puzzle toys or DIY brain games. A puzzle feeder makes your dog problem solve how to get the food out, turning mealtime into a mental workout. You can also play hide and seek by hiding treats around the house or under cups for your dog to find using their nose. Start easy and make it gradually more challenging as they get the hang of it. Scent work. Tap into that olfactory intelligence. Try a game where your dog has to find a specific scent. For instance, hide a treat in one of several boxes, or play a shell game with 3 cups. You can even teach a fun version of Find My Keys by associating your keys with a reward, so your dog learns to sniff them out. This not only engages their nose, but also their focus and perseverance. Obstacle courses. Set up a mini obstacle course in your yard or living room using household items, chairs to go around, a broomstick to jump over, etc. Guide your dog through it. This builds spatial awareness and confidence. It's like agility training light, and many dogs love the challenge once they catch on. Social and novel experiences. Give your dog opportunities to explore new environments and meet other dogs or people when possible. New sights, sounds, and smells provide mental stimulation. A hike on a new trail, a trip to a different park, or a playdate can expose them to new scenarios that engage their brain. Just ensure new experiences are positive and not overwhelming. Short, regular training sessions. Rather than one long session, do 5 to 10 minutes of training a couple of times a day. Consistency is key. Continually learning throughout life, even just refining old commands or doing fun drills, keeps your dog's mind active. Older dogs can learn new tricks, and it may even help slow cognitive aging. By incorporating these activities, you turn everyday life into an enriching educational adventure for your dog. Remember to always keep things upbeat and adjust to your dog's individual pace and preferences. In summary, dog intelligence is multifaceted. Your pup might surprise you with clever problem-solving, impressive self-control, a knack for remembering the layout of every park, an eagerness to play and learn, or an unbelievable nose for detail, or all of the above. Science is helping us appreciate that dogs, like people, have different kinds of smartsnature.com, shaped by both their genes and their life experiences. The most important takeaway for dog lovers is that every dog has the capacity to learn and get smarter with the right opportunities and support. So, as a call to action, why not try something new with your dog this week? Maybe introduce a simple puzzle game or teach a fresh trick. Watch how they respond and celebrate their progress. By actively engaging your dog's mind, you'll not only boost their intelligence, but also deepen your bond. An engaged dog is a happy dog, and a happy dog makes for a happy owner. Thanks for joining us in exploring the amazing mind of dogs. Now go have some fun with your best friend and unleash their genius. Sources: scientific studies on canine cognition and breed differences. Nature.com, Helsinki.fi. Research on gifted word-learning dogs.